Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 4 of the Golden Life podcast. I cannot believe I've already done 4 episodes of this podcast. I thank you for the support, the love, and all the comments. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yes, we are raw here, so I might as well leave. Subscribe to the video, because it is part of the YouTube channel. Here at the Golden Life podcast, we always do like quite a bit of humor. So last week, I did a video on the 5 types of cerebral palsy. So I also said that I was going to make a playlist of actually giving each type their own video so that people could learn about each one in more detail. And if anyone in the community has the different types of cerebral palsy, then they would have a dedicated playlist to scroll through and go to for more information and more education. So this is what we're going to do in episode 4. We're going to start the dedicated playlist. So in this video, we're going to talk about spastic cerebral palsy in a bit more detail. So spastic cerebral palsy is a type of cerebral palsy that affects 70 to 80% of people with cerebral palsy, meaning it's a rare condition of cerebral palsy, but it's the most common in adults and children. So it is caused by damage to the part of the brain that controls voluntary movement, and it results in stiffness and tightness of the muscles. This stiffness is called spasticity. So like when you can't move your muscles or you're having difficulty, you then are classified, are termed by doctors or professionals as spastic. You can think of spastic as like a rubber band. When you pull it back and you go to hit a younger brother because you're evil, or a younger sibling because you just don't care, then you have then become spastic because you pull the rubber band back, and when it goes forward, the motion is spastic because you really had a muscle spasm due to your CP, and you're trying to fake it off like you weren't actually going to hit your younger sibling with a rubber band, but you really, really wanted to. That is my sense of humor, and that's just a little bit of it for you guys. Hope you enjoy it the more you get to know me. So the stiffness, like I said, is called spasticity, and it can make movement difficult or even impossible. You see how we move from humor and we get serious again. So spasticity is caused by an imbalance of signals between the brain or the muscles. Normally, the brain sends the signals to the muscles and tells them to move or relax. In people with spastic cerebral palsy, these signals are disrupted and the muscles become stuck in a state of tension. This causes muscle stiffness, which can affect movement, posture, and balance. That would probably be a good example as to why people with spastic cerebral palsy sit in wheelchairs and have great back support and head support, because in my condition, which is spastic cerebral palsy, if I didn't have this back support in this wheelchair or the headrest, I would basically be like a slinky. Okay, I think that's a good example. So I would just flop everywhere. You know how when the kids are playing with the slinky, they're at the top of the stairs. One child is at the top of the stairs and they let the slinky go and it slinks down the stairs to the other child. That's probably basically what I would do if you let me go, except since I'm larger, I would probably roll down the stairs and have to go to the hospital and get medical assistance. So, sorry, I just have a lot of humor today, so this is what the video is going to be. So, there are also several types of treatments available to help and manage spasticity. The most common treatment is physical therapy. This is one of which I do not like. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't. But myself, I don't really like it because some of the physical therapists you have to go to, and some of them, they come into your home and help you, but after 1 week of helping you, they want your caregivers and nurses to do it, and they just give you a paper and tell you to have the caregiver or nurses do the exercise. I'm sorry, but caregivers are a blessing to us because they help us survive, but they do not make the finances that physical therapists make. So the physical therapist should stay in the home and do their job. But that's another video, and that's another story. So some treatments to help manage spasticity, or the most common treatment, like I said, is physical therapy. It can help stretch the affected muscles and improve range of motion. For those of you that don't know what range of motion is, this would be an example of moving my arm up like this. This is called range of motion because I take my best side, the left side, and I move it up. But as far as it can go is right here because the shoulder locks. Like without steroid shots, it doesn't go any higher. Same thing on the right side, but it locks right here because both of those shoulder joints are stiff, but steroid shots do help. So the next type of treatment that can be good for it is occupational therapy, which can also help in improving the fine motor skills. Well, we all know that I don't have trouble with fine motor skills because my mouth works very well. That's why I'm doing this podcast. Just joking, that was more humor for today. In some cases, even medication may be prescribed to help relax the muscles or reduce spasticity. Now, the medication that I use is called baclofen, and it's most commonly prescribed for people with spastic cerebral palsy because it calms down the muscles. Now, it's on a low dose option because the most you can do with that is up to 80 milligrams. You can't go over 80 milligrams, and if you get off of it, you could possibly have hallucinations and think something is there that is not. So that's not a good thing. So whatever, if you are on that medication, please be responsible and be careful with it, which is, we are very responsible and careful with it for me and taking it, but it does help. In more severe cases, surgery may be an option to release the tight muscles or realign the bones and joints. I know when I was younger, probably about, I would say 8 to 10 years old, I had what's called an Achilles tendon release because even though I'm not standing or walking, that tendon behind your heel gets very, very tight and stiff when you're sitting in the wheelchair all day. So if you have a surgery to release it, you still have some relaxation after you heal up from the surgery. And it may even, I'm not sure, but it may even make the tendon longer. I don't know, that was just a guess. Again, I'm not an educator or a doctor. It was just something I think that may have been done or it may help. So living with spastic cerebral palsy is very challenging, but with the right treatment and support, many people with spastic cerebral palsy are able to lead full and fulfilling lives. What you are seeing here today, that's why I'm starting this podcast and trying to create this community. It's important to please work closely with your healthcare team to develop a comprehensive treatment plan that will address these individuals' specific needs and goals. So if you have children or you have adults, it's different care for each of us. Children are smaller, adults are bigger. So the doses of medicine will be different, and the therapy will be different, and the treatment will be different. So also, additionally, there's many advocacy and support organizations that are available to help provide resources and assistance to individuals and family affected by cerebral palsy. If you like, later, once we are done with completing the series, so this is the first type, and again, there are 5 types, so I'll have 4 more videos out in great detail explaining each type. Again, this is going to be an educational playlist. So thank you for watching episode 4, discussing spastic cerebral palsy in detail. This has been the Golden Life Podcast. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, send the video everywhere. We want these educational videos to go viral. Thank you very much, and I look forward to more content coming out and getting to know everyone who joins the community. Take care.